Everyone, this is Elias from RevMatch Media, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 2022 BMW M4 Competition xDrive Convertible. Yeah, there's no better way of saying, hi, look at me, than driving a red BMW and making it go topless. Well, let's go ahead and get started. We get started in the front and we can see this thing is mean looking. Yes, I know you guys are gonna complain about how ugly the front grille is and how it should just be small like the other versions, but honestly, it looks really good in person. I like it. So yeah, you guys can type your comments below, but I'll keep this, I don't mind that. So with this being the competition, we do get a little bit more aggressive front, to the point where right before I started filming, I realized that there was a bag in here for the intercoolers on the sides, or whatever, it might be oil cooler or turbo cooler. But yeah, there was a bag in there. So you may want to, like, literally just covering the whole area. So you may want to periodically check your front openings to make sure that this lets in enough air to cool it. But yeah, it's beautiful. Love the front end, love this color. It's kind of like a red orange. These headlights look incredible. They're that BMW laser light system, but it is spectacular. They look really great. I love the little blue color in there as well. The hood is awesome. Love these sculpting lines that we have there. Again, we have the front-facing camera for the 360 view on this to make sure you don't park too close and damage the front. But yeah, this thing looks mean. I love it. Yes, it's a big grille. I get it. I like it. I like it without a plate. That is the big thing. No plate in the front looks really good. When you have a plate in front of this, it just doesn't look right. Well, let's go ahead and see what we have on this hood. We get into the hood and we have the 3.0 liter twin power turbo inline 6 cranking out 503 horsepower, and that is connected to the 8-speed M Sport transmission and then to the BMW xDrive system. Now, a couple of things with this. Let's start at the beginning. The engine. Wow. This thing, here's the thing. I love hybrids because the sheer acceleration of it is nuts. It's got that characteristic of it. So it's got that sheer power of just torque, just down to the ground and just forward. It's not a hybrid, but it's got, or a EV really, but it's those turbos spool so fast that it just feels like that. But guess what? It makes noise. Yes, it makes noise, and it makes a glorious noise. Sound, we'll say that. But it makes an amazing sound. So this engine is incredible. My wife's been driving it to work. I can only imagine, considering that the gas mileage isn't the best, you know, from what it's recording, she was probably having a little bit of fun with it. So we have that. And then we have the transmission. The transmission is really, really good in this. It is just sharp, you know, sharp changes when you want it to be, and really calm when you want it to be. Now, one thing I did notice, which was if you are in the aggressive mode, the downshifts can be a little unsettling on the car when you are in road mode. So that is going to, so it's the drive modes basically. So it won't rev match it, but I did notice it, and you'll see later in the review, when I was in sport and I did downshift, it rev matched, so it didn't unsettle the car. So just pro tip, if you're gonna be aggressive on the shifts, be in the aggressive sport mode. If you wanna be, if you don't want it to shift aggressively, you gotta stay in road. That's really gonna be the optimal. You can mix and match, but it's gonna be really the optimal feel to this setup. And then we get to the xDrive system. So you have kind of three modes. You have the road xDrive, which is, you know, real safe, not gonna be very aggressive, not gonna let you, you know, it's not gonna let you kick out the rear a little bit or whatsoever. So it's gonna be that. It's gonna be the, your mom's driving, your mom's in the car with you. You don't wanna get too fun with it because she's gonna be screaming at you, you're going too fast. Then you have the sport mode. The sport mode is gonna definitely crank that rear out a little bit and let you have fun, but still keep you on the safe side. Then you have the completely two-wheel drive version, which means it completely does not deliver any power to the front. It's all rear wheel drive power, 100%. And that will let you get completely sideways because there is a drift kind of a slider of how much you want it to kind of kick in. Yeah, fortunately, I don't have an area here. Hopefully we can one day have an area to kind of test those systems out. But I've seen other YouTubers do it and it just looks like so much fun. Well, let's go ahead and see what we have in those wheels and tires. We get down to the wheel and tire package, and on the front, we have a 19-inch wheel, and they are wrapped in the 275/35 Michelin Pilot Sport 4S. Now, that's for the front. For the rear, we have a 285/30 20-inch wheel in the back. So yeah, 19 in the front, 20 in the back. I'm not a big fan of that because it basically renders it useless to be able to rotate your tires. So this is gonna stay there and it's gonna stay there. Yeah, so that's kind of, I guess when you're really paying this much money, you don't really care. You just take it to the dealership and have them change the tires. But yeah, I mean, the wheel setup is beautiful. I love the black. I love the black color on them. The design is really good. The tires on this are spectacular. It's summertime. It's really summertime. As you can see, I'm wearing shorts. It is, these tires are going to love this temperature. They are a tropical tire. So yeah, they're gonna love all this heat that you put in them, and they're gonna reward you with a ton of grip in this. The brakes on this are spectacular. You have that black caliper in here with the cross-drilled rotors, and yeah, those things are incredible. They really get this guy stopped on a dime. The suspension is amazing as well. The ride has been incredible when you are in the comfort mode, and when you put it in the sport mode, it just rewards you with telling you what is on the road, what you're, you know, what it's feeling. It shares its feelings with you. But this thing has been so good. Well, let's go ahead and see what we have on the side. We get to the side and we can see we're topless. Yeah. We have the convertible. Again, this is the convertible model of the M4 Competition, but it looks great. One of my biggest things I hate about convertible cars is when you have the hardtop version, or you know, just the non-coupe, so to speak, version, and the convertible version, they look weird when you set it up as a convertible, but not this. This looks really good. I love the lines in this, again, whether you have the top down or the top up, which we'll definitely put up soon. But let's take a look at the side profile. Again, we have just great proportions to this as well. We have those big 19-inch wheels in the front that look really good in the black. We have a nice ride height there. We have the M4 Competition badging here on the fender. We have the carbon fiber covers for the mirrors, which just look really good, with the camera system here to give you that 360-degree view. We have these side skirts here, which are really nice. I like that they're in that black color to really break up the lines of the red a little bit. But yeah, they look great. We have the door, obviously, with it being a convertible, single door. And then we have the back fender, which looks really good. I love the way it flares out. And we have that bigger 20-inch wheel in the back. You really can't tell much, you know, from the 19 to the 20. I would almost say just give us a 20 up front. But yeah, it looks really good. And again, we can see the top down with the kind of the darker brown interior as well. The only thing I would say is maybe add a tiny little, it does have a trunk spoiler a little bit, but a little bit more would have been nice. Well, let me go ahead and grab the key fob out of camera, because with this, and we're going to talk about the keyless entry, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in my pocket, and as soon as I get close to it, I don't even have to touch it. Didn't touch it. It already unlocks, and I can just go ahead and do that, and yeah, I'm good to go. Same thing on the other side, it unlocked as soon as I got close to it. So let me go ahead and I'll put the top up for you guys. And there you have it, top up. And again, that line still looks really, really good with this. Well, let's go ahead and see what we have in the back. We get to the back and it's not a lot, but it's the quality that matters. What I mean by that is quality design. So these taillights just look really, really nice. Very similar to the latest M2 that a lot of people didn't like, but it looks really good. It doesn't look good on camera. It doesn't look good in pictures. It does look good in real life. Kind of like that front grille on this, yeah. But that tail light looks really good. I love the design we have there. This red just looks so nice. And we have the top up, and I do want to mention it is a glass rear on there, which is always good. Having a Miata, I know how important visibility can be through the back, so definitely the glass rear window is welcomed. And we have the bottom here, the black design on the bottom diffuser here, but we also have carbon fiber down here, which looks good. And then we get to my favorite, the black exhaust tips. Yes, they are functional. Yes, they do go all the way to the muffler itself, but they look beautiful. They look incredible. I love it. M4 badging here. And let's go ahead and open this. And yeah, there's not much space back here. Don't expect much. So the crazy thing though is we do have not a lot of a big opening for like a box, but if you have things like, I don't know, sheets of plywood, smaller, that obviously fit. Basically what I'm saying is it's smaller things really fit in here because they go really deep in there. And that's why I mentioned like a piece of plywood or something, because there's a lot of depth to it. There's not a lot of height and there's not a lot of kind of like entrance area there, but there is a good amount of space, to the point where you could kind of lose my bag back there and not even know that it's in here. Oh yeah, remember that trash bag I mentioned? Yeah, that's what I kind of had. You know, being environmentally, don't want to litter here, so we're gonna take that home and throw that away there. But yeah, it's okay. I wasn't expecting much, because obviously with the convertible coming down, and it doesn't change if it's up or down with the top. So what you have is what you get. Well, let's go ahead and close that off. And I have my key fob. So 1, 2, 3, I hold it down. Yeah, and that wasn't even a cold start. Yeah, that inline 6 is roaring. Let's go ahead and hop in for a ride because it is really hot out here. We get inside of the M4 and it is total European sports car. It looks that way and it feels so good. So let's get started on the door. We do have this kind of brownish tan colored leather on here. I like it. It's actually a little bit more, it's got some red in it, but yeah, I mean, the door is real comfortable. It's real, you know, ergonomically placing my arm on the armrest. No issues there. I can even go a little bit higher on there, but it just feels really comfortable. We do have some lighting underneath here that we can, or the mood lighting, so to speak, that we can change in the system. But it is so nice. We get to the seats and these are even better. They're spectacular. So You know, we have the M badging on the front. We have the beautiful leather as well. This does have the option to, it's a neck warmer. It's got a neck warmer like right in here. So yeah, not sure I would need that when it is only like 9 o'clock, not even 9 o'clock, and we're already at 90 degrees. But we do have the neck warmer, which is nice on the colder days, or when you have the top down and you want to still stay a little bit warm, but be that little bit extra and have the top down. So we have that. The adjustability is really great. The bolsters, the side bolsters can really tighten you up. And they're big boy friendly as well. So you can open them up and be extremely comfortable in these. Yeah, they're just really nice. Tons of adjustability on them as well. Then we get to the steering wheel, and the steering wheel is, yeah, the steering wheel, it looks like a race car steering wheel. It really does. It's got a lot of things going on. So first, the feel of it, the leather is nice and soft. It's got some squish to it, which is good. It's got the blue and red M kind of colors to them, which is really nice on the stitching. Then we have the buttons on the left, which are going to be like your cruise control settings and all that fun stuff, really. On the right side, we have your volume control, your music, all that stuff, which I'm glad, again, we've been able to not have it to do a 2-button thing to change the track like we did before. And at the bottom, we have the steering wheel heater as well, because, yeah, just because it's a, you know, fast sports car doesn't mean we have to let go of some creature comfort. So that's nice there. Then we have your M buttons. So these are your part of your fun buttons, really, and they're nice and red. They're gonna let you go ahead and program how the car is going to behave regarding the you know, the engine, suspension, steering feel, brakes even, so that kind of stuff. And then we have the carbon fiber trim on it as well, with the carbon fiber paddles as well here, which are really nice. They have a texture to them behind, which is nice. It's like dimpled. I wouldn't have expected that, but it does have it, and it's really nice in these. They are a little bit kind of further in, so you are having to kind of reach a little bit more. If you have smaller hands, you may suffer a little bit more as well. But yeah, other than that, the steering wheel is really good. Then we get to the gauge cluster, and the gauge cluster is nice. We do have a digital screen, and we have kind of like opposing C's or kind of brackets for the normal road mode that you're in. But when you change the drive mode, it will actually go ahead and switch over to a different look to it. So it's nice. I wish I had, I don't know. It's okay. It's just, it's a little confusing when you have it kind of going like that, and if you want to have different data in the inside of it. But other than that, it's pretty nice. Then we go to the heads-up display, and the heads-up display is very simple, very straight to the point. It's fairly sharp, but it is very bright, which is good. And when you do switch it into the sport mode, it does give you a digital tachometer there, which is a nice touch because it's big. It's a really big tachometer. So if you miss a shift, you can only blame yourself, really, because it's clearly there for you. Then we get to the infotainment system, and it's nice. I like the widescreen. I like that this, usually I like massive screens, but in this car it makes sense to just kind of keep it slim, kind of be a secondary thing, not your main attraction, so to speak. You know, this is the opening act. This is the headliner, the car itself. So I like that it's subtle. It's not a big thing to kind of take away from the headlining act. But yeah, very simple. You got all your things in there. We get to the AC, and again, simplicity, very easy to use, very straightforward. We have the cooling on the seats as well, which is a nice touch, especially today. But yeah, we have all those things right in there. Very simple, very straight to the point. We come down here and we have our radio settings, where we can set obviously our favorites. We can switch over. It's fine. I really don't see a need for it when we have this great interface here, this touch screen, and we have the kind of knob at the bottom down here. So I don't know what I would replace this with, but I don't think it's needed really. And we come down here, we have the wireless charger. So with the wireless charger in here, we are doing wireless Apple CarPlay to the infotainment system, and it's been great. It's no issues with connecting or anything like that. So definitely a great system with this. We also have the USB connection right in there for USB-A. Then we have the cup holders. These cup holders are a little, I don't like these much because it does block your phone, and in order to get your phone, you do have to take these out and then reach for your phone if, let's say, you're getting out of the car. But the other thing as well is it's not a very big opening, so this little door up here will get hit. What I did realize though, you know, because obviously when I'm filming and it's 90 degrees outside, I need to stay hydrated. So I put my water bottle on the door opening, and that was actually really good. It's very ergonomically designed to fit the water there with no problem. So I do love the fact that I do have that on the door. Then we come back a little bit more and we have our shifter. Our shifter is really nice. So I do like the fact that it does still have to have movement in the shifter itself. What I mean by that, in order to go to reverse, you go to you and up. So there is still a path you have to do. It's not just kind of push it up. You know, with some electronic shifter, you just push up or push down, and it has no physical movement because it always comes back to like a central point. No, this is like, it feels like a manual because you're having to go up to reverse, and then kind of over to the side for drive. So it was a nice little touch to have that feel on there. We do have the park button on the shifter itself with the shift modes here. What that basically is how aggressive do you want the transmission to shift? And in this case, when you're just kind of driving, really calm, really smooth, and then when you're really wanting to push it, like a bat out of hell, just instant, you know, just give me the aggression really. And believe it or not, all three of those settings do just that. So you have your really calm, you're a little bit more aggressive, and really, really aggressive, which is good, what you kind of want. Honestly, because I did see downshifts were almost too aggressive to the point where the car kind of felt unsettled. I would probably kind of stay in the middle if you're tracking this, so that it doesn't, you know, when you downshift, it doesn't kind of unsettle the car, because it is like just popping the clutch really, really fast. And yeah, I did notice that little thing. Then we get over to the kind of the command center here, and this knob has been great, no complaints there. You know, you have your quick buttons, no issues whatsoever. Love the way that this knob works. And on the left side, we have some fun buttons: traction control off, we have your camera settings, parking assist, auto off, and we have your M modes, then your setup, exhaust or your loud noise, auto hold, emergency parking brake, your neck warmer, and your convertible top. Yes, again, this is the convertible, so that's where you have that there. But yeah, this area is nice, and again, we have that trimmed with the carbon fiber. Looks really, really good. Then we get to the armrest, and the armrest is pretty good. You could, it's comfortable, it's beautiful. I mean, it feels really nice. Not much storage, so don't expect to really store a large amount of things. We get to the back, and there's some seats, but don't expect really anything big. Yeah, or anyone big to get back there. My kiddo was back there with his booster seat, no issues with that. But my wife was a little bit more forward than she really would have liked, so just be aware, and just because kind of like leg room kind of situation with her seat, so just be aware it's going to be a little bit more on the uncomfortable side of things. And then the trunk area, with that, like I said, It was weirdly long. It was weirdly long, but it's not very tall. I didn't even realize how deep it was. I thought it was just kind of to like that little barrier it has, because I did have to air up the tire. So I got lazy and I just put the air pump in the back, and I was like, where the hell's the air pump? And then I had to kind of peek down and did see that there was a huge amount of space going back, but it's not very tall. So plywood, yeah, if you need to haul plywood in this, granted I'm exaggerating, but it definitely had kind of that thing of like sheets of something work fine, but a box of anything is not gonna work. So just be aware of that. Now let's talk performance. We're dealing with the 3.0 liter twin power turbo inline 6-cylinder that cranks out 503 horsepower, and that is connected to the 8-speed sport transmission that this is equipped with. Now, let me just say, this thing, oh, and then it goes to the xDrive system in this, which, again, that xDrive system completely can be turned into a, well, 4-wheel drive. We have a 4-wheel drive track kind of mode, which is a little bit more aggressive. And then we have the full-blown 2-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive version of this. So it will completely disconnect. And it's pretty crazy. There is also like a drift setting that you can see. You can set how much you want the BMW traction control to kind of kick in. Yeah, we're not gonna try that. I wish I could. I wish I had an area to, but yeah, it's really crazy. So we'll go ahead and switch it over to sport mode, because apparently we can do 0 to 60 in just 3.6 seconds. So yeah. Okay, yeah, they were not kidding. Yeah, you could do that. It just, this engine is so incredible. It just wants to pull and pull and pull. It's just non-stop. It sounds so good. It's a 6-cylinder, which, you know, I always say 6-cylinders sound nice, but 8-cylinders sound better. No, this thing sounds mean as hell. It sounds so good. It feels good. The suspension right now in the sport mode that I have it in, yeah, it's just, it feels it's just that damn good. And just the downshift sounds so amazing. So let's see, let me make it a little bit more aggressive. Actually, it's not unsettling it as bad as I experienced it before. I guess I just needed to be in sport mode for that. I'm wondering if it does some, oh, I'm wondering if it does some rev matching when I'm in sport, but not in the road mode. But yeah, this thing is incredible. It is so fast. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think I found my new favorite car. It's just, the BMWs just keep getting better and better. I started off with the 2 Series, which I love, the M2 CS, which is great. Then got to the new generation 2. Then the M5 I did not like. It was way too harsh of a ride. Yeah, but this I think is perfect. And we did have the Grand Coupe, which I liked, but just was, at that point when you don't have the practicality of a back seat, just go convertible, go topless, baby. Because it's definitely gonna be worth the fun in the sun. Yeah, this thing is insane. The brakes are so good. Oh, it's just a crazy vehicle, and it behaves so good. It points, it goes to where you point it. It's just non-stop fun. This is incredible. It's just an exhilarating experience. The M4, oh my gosh, yeah. I think the camera moved from how violent the launch was, but it's just crazy. It's just so much fun. This thing is awesome. Sorry, let's go ahead and fix you over here. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a car pull the yeah, pull the camera to one side, but this thing is nuts. The way that it just responds, there is no turbo lag whatsoever. That's nuts. That's nuts that this thing can behave so good. And just the suspension is incredible. It's a complete package. Now, who is this for? Oh yeah, we're low on fuel. We had about 70, we keep losing the camera. We had about 70 miles available, and yeah, we're kind of down to 40 from that little burst of fun there. Sorry about that. It's crazy. This thing is crazy. You want one of these. You definitely do. Give me a second. Let me go ahead and fix that. And there we go, back in business, and we're back to some fun business too. Oh, it just gets better. Oh, the downshifts were so good on its own. Even in just the drive mode, it's like it knows what you want it to do. It's just, oh gosh. And those tires are just so good at gripping the road. I feel confident in every move that I make with this. That is the biggest thing. It is a confidence-inducing vehicle with all the fun. That's the big thing that I loved about the M2. Gosh, I forget the acronym for their kind of little thing. For their traction control system that works extremely well. Well guys, I've had a blast in the BMW M4 Competition Convertible. And remember, find the right gear. See ya.